Go back.
Hey everybody, it's Adam and Elsie Way. I started the video before she was ready. She was talking to us at the start. Alright, what's up guys? It is Adam. Say hi to everybody.
Hi everyone.
It is Adam and Elsie Way here to spread the love and help others prosper every day.
And not kill your husband.
It is our life mission and our life goal, our purpose to really spread the love and hope. And one way we choose and decide and to do that is by doing these short videos, sharing things that hopefully can add value to you guys. And yes, we may talk a lot about marriage sometimes, hence we are married. We're not your marriage gurus, but we know very well that the things that we've learned just from people who had success in life and in marriage, life principles remain the same, and they go over to different areas of your life, because how you do one thing is what else
you do everything.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. So yes, maybe marriage, but this can apply to business, single, relationships. It doesn't matter. It's gonna fall down to anyway, and so yeah, so with that said, what's the question and topic for today?
Question topic is how to get the most out of your marriage with the time we have. So we all have 24 hours in a day. All of us have the same hours. So when people say, I don't have time, you have to make time. You have to put, whatever, you have to schedule your time management. A lot of times when people complain about not having so much time, so that means I can complain, or something, sometimes it just irritates me when people say that, like, I don't have time. No, we all have the same amount of time. But yeah, that kind of went off topic, okay. But that just came out.
And so what it's kind of focused on is leftovers. What are leftovers? What are leftovers to you? And when you hear the word leftovers, what do you think of? Food, yeah. So you have leftover food. So you had a meal prepared, and then you have leftovers from that food. And a lot of times, actually, what Elsie was talking about is the time we were watching a documentary on Bill Gates, and he's like, and they mentioned there's like, we all have the same amount of time, but Bill Gates gets stuff done, way more stuff than in a day than what we do, and he's on the move. So he gets a lot more stuff done. And so we drew this up.
Adam drew it up, and I could have drawn it because it would have been better handwriting. And
so let me cover so she's not sure. Okay. So go ahead and tell them, Elsie. I hope you guys can see it. Get a little bit closer. You don't have to see our faces.
In a week, we have 168 hours.
So everybody.
Week. Everyone
Is this just
does.
you? Do you have 168 hours? And I don't?
No.
What about the people watching? Do they have 160 hours?
No, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, 160 hours in a week.
Okay, and then what are the typical things out of those 160 hours?
So 56 hours is work plus commute. If you live in the Seattle area, commute can take for a long time.
Long, and this is just like basic. Some people are working actually at the job 50 hours, so not even considering commute time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next is that we sleep 56 hours a week. I mean, sometimes people don't because either they're working late, depending on what your job is, but
this is
average.
Yeah.
These are all average. So 56 hours of sleep, and then 26 hours eating, showering, driving, pooping, and peeing.
Pooping, peeing, laundry,
and etc.
Dishes,
cleaning the house,
taking out the trash. So many things on our list, right? There's a lot going on. We're not saying that you don't have a lot going on. We all have that same amount of hours, and on average, these top three are typically what everybody spends their time on. They have to. I mean, you gotta poop, you gotta eat.
So you gotta sleep.
Yeah, so that stuff is there, so it has to be done. And
then after all of that, for that week, you have 30 hours left over, which is 4 hours in a day.
And so with that, what are you doing with those leftovers? That's what this video is on. Are we spending all those leftovers?
Games?
Yeah, on your video game. Are you catering to
Facebook
yourself? Or are you actually taking that
Snapchat.
time to do stuff that can be productive, that can move you forward in life, that can strengthen your marriage? And that's what type of leftovers we're talking
Or if you
about.
have a business, are you taking time building your company, your business? We all know that successful people,
Ministry, church.
yeah, that successful people are actually reading books, putting stuff into their calendar in that 4 hours, and they may even have less, but they still have the same hours that we all do.
And yeah, and what's crazy is that out of all of that, so we might spend 2 to 3 hours of that leftovers on that stuff, TV, social media, binge watching, Netflix, whatever it may be, and then we give whatever's left over at the end of the day to our spouse or to our kids. And I'm here to tell you that that's not going to be a success. That's not a
Gonna lead you to success.
yeah, lead a successful marriage, successful parenting, successful business, or whatever it may be. Because if you're just putting your leftovers towards it, then you're not really giving it your all. And some things that we've learned over time, just listening to successful people and getting around them. If you can, what takes up most of your time? You got work and commute, and then of course sleep. Now, yeah, like we said, we always got to sleep. Now, work wise, try to adjust things. See if you can adjust some of your work time. One, if you have a 60-hour work week job, can you make it 40? If you have a 40-hour work week job and you want to spend more time with your family, you got to figure out what your values are. So if you value family, you value your kids, but you only spend 4 hours a week, you're not living up to your values, right? And so the best thing, use the leftover time you have right now to invest in your marriage, to invest into your kids. But the thing that they say is, hey, if you can find a way to shrink the amount of hours you work, by whatever that may be, coming up with extra income, creating passive income, something, whatever that may be. So that way you lessen your time here so you can spend more time with your family, with those values. If your values is God and church, how much time are you spending with Him? We can see what you value based off of your time, your calendar, and your checkbook. I can't. I don't even have to worry about. I can see your values. I can just go straight to your checkbook and your time calendar and see what you value. And if you spend more time here, that means you value your job and the people there than you do at your wife and your kids, and that's not going to lead to success. What do you guys share on that?
So just to be transparent, because that's what I like to do, so that way you know that we aren't perfect in any way, but we try to, build our, relationship with God because we have a faith, or relationship with each other and ourselves. When I come home after work, I actually would, get dinner ready because that's my time of myself. When Adam gets home, we're together most of the time when he gets home, which I appreciate so much because not a lot of people have that where they get to spend time with their spouse. We don't have any kids yet, so we are blessed in that way where we don't have any kids. And I know a lot of people who they struggle in between their spouse and their kids and work, and they don't know how to balance it. So now that we're learning how to balance our marriage, balance our relationship, I know that in the future when we have kids, that we'll be able to balance that as well. But for me, like I said, I normally would listen to a podcast we do a podcast every day. And then I would go on YouTube and I watch like Filipino drama or cooking stuff because I do like to cook. So I do a lot of stuff that helps me with anything in the house or any like craft activities that I can do just so that, because we live in a meaning like condensed stuff because we live in a small place. So I want to be able to, think about, there's things that I don't know that I watch just so that I can get, that I can know how to do. And that's my time. And then when Adam and I, when we eat dinner, actually this is something that I didn't tell Adam that I want to change, is that not be on my phone when we have dinner, because most of the time we're both on our phone, or Adam's listening to something and I'm listening to something, or I'm YouTube while we eat, we eat together, but we don't. I mean, we'll talk here and there, like we'll conversate. But I think that, you know, God is telling me to spend more time with your husband during dinner time, because a lot of times we don't spend time. We don't have like regular dinners. But yeah, and another thing I want to share, because we are kind of going over, but we actually make time for each other. We do date nights. And, you know, like I said, we spend time so much together that I appreciate, because there's a lot of
books.
Yeah, we read marriage books, which is awesome. And, yeah, I don't know what else you want to share, because I know we're going over.
No, I mean that's it. Like I said, we want to keep these really short, now as short as possible as we can, because the point is we can be on these videos for hours teaching you different things, just things that we've learned and got fed. But the best way is you get around that environment, and if you want that, I mean we know you need encouragement daily. If you need help in those areas, reach out to us. If you want to get around the Better Association, the people that we're connected to, learn how to do things like the time. Like I said, we get around people who teach us how to lessen the time at work, lessen the time. I go off of 6 hours of sleep now, and then I spend that extra time, with the values. So God, for me, I spend time with Him, and then feeding my mind. So there's different areas that
And us
when you get
in the
around
morning.
people who are successful, yeah, and us, that's something we implemented, spending time together and praying. And so you get around people who can kind of give you a different perspective on things, and so it's helpful. And so
Oh yeah. Also, I'm sorry. Also, when what we said in the beginning, when you do one thing, you do everything. So when we get the perspective from other people, we actually put that into something else, like our marriage. Like, why don't we do that in our marriage? Why don't we do that in our relationship? Why don't we do that at work? But yeah.
yeah, so
Sorry.
if you want to be a part of the mission and the movement that we feel like is our life purpose, but I feel like it's others as well, to spread the love and hope others prosper every day, reach out to us. You can reach us on any of the social media platforms. You can Adam and LC Way, or put hashtag not your marriage gurus in there, or you can email us, spreadthelovedevelopment@gmail.com, or
Spread the love, the number 10 at yahoo.com.
yeah. So we love you guys, and hopefully you guys got value, and we'll talk to you later.
Deuces.